Bienvenidos, Hushamdi, and welcome to this supplemental video tutorial on the Cisco Networking Academy Introduction to Python course. In this video, we're going to be taking a deep dive look at Lab 2.1.4.10, where we're going to be looking at some operators and some expressions. And so what we're doing here is we're going to be pulling together all of the material that we've worked with so far from the operator and expression standpoint. We're going to be looking at multiplication. We're going to be doing some exponentiation. And then we're also going to be doing what's called typecasting, where we take one data type and then assign it to the same variable. But before we assign it to that variable it's already assigned to, we change the data type. In other words, we cast it as another data type. So let's dive into the lab here, 2.4.1.10, and let's see what we're going to be working with. Again, they give about 10 to 15 minutes, but we're going to see that this is actually very straightforward here. So in this scenario, we're going to be taking a look at the code, and you can see here we've got some comments. Our test data will be hard-coded in here. Again, we haven't reached the point where we know how to prompt a user yet, so we're hard-coding in the test data. And this is the typecasting that's going to take place. We're basically going to take the variable x and whatever that integer value is that we provide, and we're going to cast it as a float. So basically just changing the data type from an integer to a float. And I'm going to add some additional code in here that we saw in the previous video, where we can say what data type is this variable associated with, and we'll print it out each step of the way. Now, this gets a little mathy, if you will, or mathematical, and so one of the things I like to work with my learners is to break things down into smaller, more manageable chunks. And so here's this expression that we're going to be providing that sample input down here at the bottom. We're going to say x is 0, then we're going to change it and make x 1, then we're going to make x negative 1. And we're going to drop it into this equation here. Now, when you look at that equation, you might be a little overwhelmed, especially if your mathematical skills aren't that great. But that's okay, because we're going to break this down and make it very, very easy to understand. And so here's how we're going to handle this equation. This is where the interactive interpreter is going to be a little helpful, or I should say a lot helpful, when we go to kind of break things down. So let's first hard code the test data in here. We know that right now the test data is going to be 0, right? That first test. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say print type, and we're going to print the data type of x after the program begins, and we assign the integer the integer 0 to the variable x. Then we typecast it, we change it to a float. And so then right after this, I'm going to go ahead and say print type x, and we should see that it's related to a float. Now, the result of that equation right there is supposed to be captured in a variable, which is y. And you can see y is down in the print statement below right here. And we're basically going to have it say y equals, and then it's going to print whatever the value returned from this equation is. So now it's to the equation, right? It's to this sort of, the elephant in the room, and we're looking at that, trying to figure out how am I going to get that into a Python statement using the operators and the expressions that I'm familiar with. Well, let's go to the interactive interpreter and see what that might look like. So I step back out to idle here, our integrated development learning environment. You can see I've got a file staged over here ready to go. So when we're ready to cut and paste, we can bring things over. So if x is 0, so we're basically going to assign that value to x. And if I was to say type of x, you can see it's an integer. But now we're going to do some typecasting. I'm going to say I want x to be assigned the value of x after it's been converted or cast to a float. So now if I say type x, we can see it's a float. And what does it look like? Well, it's 0.0, right? So 0 as a float would be 0.0. So now what we're going to do, and we'll step back here, we're going to break this down into basically 2 or 3 easy chunks. And so the first part of the equation we're going to look at is this right here. 3 times x raised to the third. And we're also going to get that PEMDAS mnemonic back out and take a look at that and see how that plays into what this equation is going to print for us. Well, how do you say 3 times x in Python? Well, it's simply 3 asterisk x. Well, let's see. 3 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. And so we get 0.0. But how would I say 3 times x with exponentiation to the third? Well, let's go ahead and hit enter and see what we get. Well, we get 0.0 again. And so it's here that I'm going to go ahead and bring my Ink2Go drawing tool out. And we're going to have a quick conversation. We have multiplication here, and I'll say with an M, and then we have exponentiation, right? Well, remember with PEMDAS, and let me write that over here to the side, PEMDAS. And so what does that stand for? Well, it stands for parentheses, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And so this is the order of operations that math equations will respect. So anything in parentheses is evaluated first, then exponentiation is done, then multiplication, then division, then addition, then subtraction. So when we look at the multiplication of 3x, right? I'm saying 3 times x. I'm writing it out now like you would in math, not Python code. So I say 3x, and then I raise it to the third. The first thing that gets done is x to the third. The exponentiation is done before we do our multiplication. And so if that's true, and let me go ahead and give control back to the keyboard here. If I was to say 0 raised to the third, right, an easy way to check and see what is that? What is that result going to be? We can see it's 0. So then basically what we're saying is x to the third, if it's 0, so 0 to the third is 0, and then 3 times 0 is going to be 0, right? And so that's an easy way to break this down and to see that we get that piece of the equation. So let's go back over to the main window here. And again, we're assigning the result of this equation with these operators and expressions to the variable named y. So the first part of the equation is going to be, and I'm going to put it in parentheses to keep it separate from everything else, is going to be 3 asterisk x asterisk asterisk to do the exponentiation to the third. And then we've got the minus sign. And now I'm going to have another equation. Now, the 2x to the second is going to look very similar, right? 2x to the second. So once we break the first expression down here in this equation, it kind of becomes a little easy to take a look at this and say, okay, and then plus, and then we're going to have 3 times x, and then minus 1. And so then the question becomes, if we look at PEMDAS, what's going to happen is what's inside the parentheses here will be done first, right? These 3 parenthetical expressions will be evaluated first. And then what happens? We've got subtraction, addition, whoops, that's a bad arrow there, addition, and then subtraction. So what would get done first with the result? We'll say that the result of this is A, minus the result of that we'll just say is B, plus whatever happens here we'll say is C minus 1. So what takes place first? Well, when we look at this, right, addition is next to last and subtraction is last. So that would be evaluated. B plus C is going to be evaluated first, and then it would be A, and whatever the result of this is, let's just say it's X minus 1. Well, actually X, bad choice there, because we're already using X. So let me pull that back, and let's just say, whoops, took everything away. So just A, and the result of that, let's just say it's going to be Z minus 1. And then we just do the subtraction, right? And at this point, it doesn't matter which subtraction we do first, we just do the subtraction. And so that's how PEMDAS can guide you through these equations and help you and your learners have a better understanding of the order of operations. So let me erase this. Let's clear the screen here. Let's get control back to standard input being the keyboard. And so here we are. Well, theoretically, I should be able to run this and we should see negative 1.0. So let's run this, make sure we don't have any typos here, I hope. And what do we see? We should see negative 1.0. And sometimes, oh, right. And again, I forgot that we were printing out the typecasting operation. So take a look at that. So it told us, the first print statement up there, that it was an integer. We did typecasting, cast it as a float, and we ended up with negative 1. All right, so now we're going to change our hard coding. We're going to change this to the number 1. Let's now run this again and see what the result is. We get 3, and that's exactly what we would expect. And now let's change it to negative 1, and we should get negative 9. And we do. And so again, it's all about breaking down the problem into smaller, more manageable chunks. Let's copy this. Let's come over to IDLE, the Integrated Development Learning Environment, in this new file that I had created. And we're going to put this information in right here. And so again, you can see we're doing typecasting. We're actually printing out the data types before and after it's cast. We're assigning the result of that equation with these operators to Y, and then we're simply printing out Y. And so if I was to say F5 to run this, we would expect to see right over here the same thing. It's first an integer, then it's a float, and then the result is negative 9. And so when we look down here, there's really not much else we're doing in this lab. And so that is going to bring to an end lab 2.1.4.10. Again, break those equations down, make them a little easier to understand, and then put the pieces together little by little. Take a nice inductive approach. All right, well, that is going to do it for Lab 2.1.4.10. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you in another video very soon. Have a great afternoon.